Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Can you imagine what I would do if I could do all I can? If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. Keep your friends close, your enemies even closer. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Let your plans be dark and as impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. Victorious warriors win first, and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first, and then seek to win. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you. And if it is unavoidable and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on your enemy's terms. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Unhappy is the fate of one who tries to win his battles and succeed in his attacks without cultivating the spirit of enterprise, for the result is waste of time and general stagnation. A wise general makes a point of foraging of the enemy. The good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. All war is deception. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight him. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Do not press an enemy at bay. The skillful employer of men will employ the wise man, the brave man, the covetous man, and the stupid man. For them to perceive the advantage of defeating the enemy, they must also have their rewards. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. You have to believe in yourself. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. If at ease, exhaust them. If united, separate them. Attack their weaknesses. Emerge to their surprise. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of the trigger. Sweat more during peace. Bleed less during war. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. When envoys are sent with compliments in their mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. If ignorant both of your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. The art of giving orders is not to try to rectify the minor blunders and not to be swayed by petty doubts. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and sternness. If the enemy know not where he will be attacked, he must prepare in every quarter, and so be everywhere weak. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Those who win every battle are not really skillful. Those who render others' armies helpless without fighting are the best of all. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. Every animal with blood in its veins and horns on its head will fight when it is attacked. Know the enemy, know yourself, and victory is never in doubt, not in 100 battles. The difficulty of tactical maneuvering consists in turning the devious into the direct and misfortune into gain. Knowing the enemy enables you to take the offensive. Knowing yourself enables you to stand on the defensive. Using order to deal with the disorderly, using calm to deal with the clamorous, is mastering the heart. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. The victorious army is victorious first and seeks battle later. The defeated army seeks battle first and seeks victory later. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, the general is to blame. But if his orders are clear, and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. He wins his battles by making no mistakes. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought. Rewards for good service should not be deferred a single day. If you are strong, appear weak, but if you are weak, appear strong. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. Violent language and driving forward as if to the attack are signs that he will retreat. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins but excels in winning with ease. Correct your mistake as soon as you have found it. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Know yourself and you will win all battles. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. The wise warrior avoids the battle. One mark of a great soldier is that he fights on his own terms or fights not at all. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Great results can be achieved with small forces. I have heard that in war, haste can be folly, but have never seen delay that was wise. The people being regarded as the essential part of the state, and food as the people's heaven, is it not right that those in authority should value and be careful of both? First, make yourself unbeatable, then go to war. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. Thus, the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. A leader leads by example, not by force. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. Carefully compare the opposing army with your own, so that you may know where strength is superabundant and where it is deficient. Never trust a friend who is silent about your flaws. A clever general, therefore, avoids an army when its spirit is keen, but attacks it when it is sluggish and inclined to return. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will. If it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness that of the forest. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small.